Now on CoastTV News.
Milton marijuana when the town is voting on a new ordinance. Biking and walking safety precautions in Lewis, details about an ongoing bike plan project. Trump and Harris in the spotlight while a surprising endorsement shakes up the race.
And it was another beautiful day on Del Mar with sunshine and breezy conditions. I'm tracking some increasing clouds and a chance of rain that'll start to wiggle its way towards your weekend. Your latest forecast is coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Marijuana stores in Milton. The town will decide if they want that. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with the latest instance of the drug. Marijuana has been legal in Delaware for months now. And Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson joins us live in Milton. Brandon, town by town, many are banning marijuana.
Good evening, Maddie. Here in Milton is yet another town in Sussex County to consider banning marijuana stores. This vote will take place at the Sussex County Library behind me this Monday. The details of this ordinance will involve prohibiting marijuana businesses in town limits. This includes cultivation, manufacturing, and testing facilities, as well as retail marijuana stores. Some people I spoke with in Milton today says there's no place for these stores in Milton.
I don't think it should be in those towns. I think, if it's in one main big city here, that would be better because then people could just drive there, get it. The businesses would flourish there, but to have it here, I don't see a place for it.
We did speak with a man in Milton today that has a medical marijuana card, and he said it will be beneficial for him. We will keep you updated as this vote takes place this Monday. In Milton, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Brandon, thank you. Let's take a look now where other towns and cities in Sussex County stand. The city of Lewis has discussed potential marijuana bans, nothing passed yet. Rehoboth, Dewey, Fenwick, South Bethany, and Bethany, they've all passed marijuana bans. To see thoughts on the rest of Sussex County and the towns that are considering their own marijuana bans, you can go to coasttv.com. And that brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how do you think marijuana businesses would affect Milton? Let's take a look at the results so far. About a mixed bag here. 26% say boost economy, 32% say increase crime, 26% say no major impact, 16% say hurt local business. It's our first time we put this poll out, and results do tend to change. If you haven't voted yet, you can do that at coasttvnews.com or our mobile app. Hunter Biden is trying to resolve his federal tax evasion case in California with hopes of a plea deal. The plea would let Biden maintain his innocence, but he'd have to accept whatever sentence the judge hands down. Hunter Biden's lawyers made that announcement Thursday, just moments before jury selection was set to begin at a federal courthouse in LA. Following the announcement from Biden's team, prosecutors pushed back, saying they would object to what's called an Alford plea. The president's son is accused of failing to pay $1.4 million in federal taxes and carrying out a tax evasion scheme. Prosecutors say Hunter Biden claimed tax deductions for personal expenses that were disguised as business expenses. As debate night draws near, both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump prepare in their own way. First, though, Trump's legal team faces a federal judge in the election interference case, while the vice president is hunkering down with her team after getting a key endorsement from a Republican. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the latest details leading up to election night.
Courtroom drama colliding with the campaign trail today as attorneys for former President Trump and special counsel Jack Smith's office faced off for the first time since the Supreme Court's presidential immunity ruling that forced prosecutors to remove key elements of the election interference case against the former president. The hearing ended without a trial date set, though it won't happen before the November election.
It's very clear that Donald Trump's lawyers have one goal, that's delay. The special counsel has a very different goal. His goal is to limit the number of additional pretrial appeals to just one, and then hopefully he will get to try his case.
The presiding judge, Tanya Chutkin, is still tasked with determining what is official conduct deserving of immunity and what is not in the revised indictment that charges former President Trump with the same 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States and obstruct an official proceeding for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Mr. Trump addressing his legal battles today and without evidence, blaming his political rival, Vice President Kamala Harris.
She and her party are censoring speech, weaponizing the justice system, and trying to throw their political opponents, me, in jail. And they always have to remember that 2 can play the game.
Overnight, a top conservative Trump critic, former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, calling him a threat to democracy.
And because of the danger that Donald Trump poses, not only am I not voting for Donald Trump, but I will be voting for Kamala Harris.
The vice president is preparing in Pittsburgh today for next week's big debate. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The rules are now set for Tuesday's debate, included muted mics when the other candidate is speaking. That is something the Harris campaign had opposed. And also a surprising endorsement from Russian President Vladimir Putin. He said he supports Kamala Harris for U.S. president over Donald Trump. The Russian president has long been considered friendlier with Trump, this year's Republican nominee, and with 2 months until the election, the U.S. Justice Department is accusing Russian state media's company of funding a Tennessee company to spread propaganda. They say it was meant to influence the U.S. presidential election and help put Trump back in the White House. Prosecutors say another goal was to weaken opposition in Russian interests, especially its ongoing war in Ukraine. Let's go ahead and take a live look right now outside into Salisbury as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams on our First Alert forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And as we thought, today was once again a wonderful, pleasant kind of day. Nothing close to the record lows, but lots of sunshine and reaching into the 70s. We're in the 70s right now as we speak in Laurel, courtesy of our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera. We're at 76 degrees with winds out of the east at about 8 miles per hour. We anticipate the skies clearing out a bit for us by the 8 o'clock hour. That'll allow us to slip into the upper 60s by 8 o'clock and stay in the mid 60s by 9 o'clock. Here's a look at the temperatures right now. We're in the lower 70s along the shore and then mid to upper 70s throughout the inland areas. But that difference is highlighted also with the winds that are gusting out of the east-northeast, 21 mile per hour gusts Indian River Inlet, but as low as, say 7 miles per hour in Lewis. We have concerns for rip currents around the area, which includes all of the coastal regions of Sussex and then reaching down towards Ocean City. We'll have more on this possibility of rain that's still in the forecast going into your weekend, Maddie.
Thank you, Paul. Well, there are plenty of trails in coastal communities designed for outdoor activity, but there's also times when being close to car traffic just can't be avoided. And in Lewis, this is a concern that the city is attempting to address. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us some safety improvements that were recently discussed.
People walking, riding bikes, and being alert when it comes to traffic. In Lewis, officials have been working with DelDOT since March 2023 on a plan to increase bike and pedestrian safety throughout the city. The goal of the Lewis Bike Plan is to make sure everyone who comes here has access to a safe bicycle and pedestrian network, as well as encourage people to bike or walk instead of drive into the downtown area. Renee Foose, who frequently rides her bike in the first town, says she wants more safety education throughout the city.
It does get crowded. I just think an education component so that drivers in cars, pedestrians, and cyclists are all aware of each other.
And the city looks to do just that through the Lewis Bike Plan, which will provide safety education programs. At a recent Bike and Pedestrian Advisory Committee meeting, members discussed long-term projects like a shared path from New Road, bike facilities and intersection improvements on downtown Savannah Road and Gills Neck Road, and a bridge over the canal. They then ranked which project they felt should get top priority. Julie Stevenson says she prefers to run on the trails in the summer because the roads in Lewis are filled with cars.
I'm definitely more at ease on the off season, running around the trails, not having so much congestion when there are a lot of tourists and they have a tendency to drive too slow. That can cause a lot of problems with sightseeing, and they're not seeing me and they're not looking over in the road.
In order to determine which of these projects should get priority, the city's Bike and Pedestrian Advisory Committee will vote at their meeting in late September. but they said they also could hold a special meeting if they give enough time in advance. In Lewis, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Heading to traffic news now, drivers in Seaford, get ready for this. Pepper Road between Concord Road and Baker Mill Road that will close due to the installation of a crossroad pipe. Now, you have some time to prepare. It's this Friday, next Friday, September 13th to Friday, September 20th, weather permitting. Still to come, an event you don't want to miss this weekend at the Dover Motor Speedway.
Oh, and speaking of events you don't want to miss over the weekend, Shore Living Expo kicks off Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Here's a look at your forecast. Listen, we're expecting for it to stay clear until about 1 o'clock, but you should be able to enjoy the event anyway because it's all inside, Maddie.
Oh. But first, the mission for mental health awareness. In this week's Coastal Connections, we'll show you how one man is helping others find ways to nurture their mental health. Up next.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce. But don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
The work we do at Delaware Electric Cooperative is driven by one goal, providing our members with the most affordable and reliable power possible. The co-op is committed to maintaining and improving our system through the use of innovative technologies. Our Beat the Peak program helps keep rates affordable when the cost to produce power is highest. Each year, we give back capital credits to our members as a return on their investment in us. At DEC, members matter most. And that's why we keep the lights on.
To know what my patients are experiencing, to feel how they're feeling. I choose to walk with them, find a path forward when nobody else will.
Brilliant Minds, September 23rd on NBC and Peacock.
Governor Carney trusts Bethany Hall Long to be our next governor. As Lieutenant Governor, Bethany fought to protect abortion rights, passed an assault weapons ban, and made historic investments in education to improve our schools. That's why she's been endorsed by the Delaware Democratic Party. And why Governor Carney said Bethany has the right experience to be our next governor and the vision to build a bright future for all Delawareans. On September 10th, vote Bethany Hall Long for governor.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce. But don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Mental health is so important, and yet it can easily be forgotten or not prioritized. But as Kevin Zappe shows us in this week's Coastal Connections, one man in Ocean City has made it his mission to raise awareness, and it all starts with tying his shoes.
This is Henry Clay Johnson's 96th consecutive day walking 5 miles at Northside Park in Ocean City. And he's walking for a cause that hits close to his heart.
I walk every day for mental health awareness, taking care of myself each day, trying to get in 10,000 steps or 5 miles. Just a simple task to really open my mind to things and just better my health.
Hashtag 5 minutes is the Instagram page Johnson made to spread awareness. Taking just 5 minutes out of your day to catch up with your mental health and others is all it takes to change a life. With over 100 posts and 3,000 followers, Johnson explains how getting through his struggles with alcoholism encouraged him to help others.
I wanted to start this page to help out others. I noticed that I was taking care of myself better and taking care of my own mental health, and it became fun. It's something that I love to do, and I look forward to it every single day, and I just want other people to experience that.
With over 10 months of sobriety, Johnson now takes his past struggles and turns it into a positive, helping others in need from social media to high fives.
It's very important to let other people know that you are struggling. Don't be silent. If you have problems, speak it out loud. Make sure that you're heard. Never suppress anything, and always just communicate with other people. There's people out there that want to help.
Johnson wants to remind people that just taking 5 minutes out of your day to check in on someone can change their life forever. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Coastal Connections is sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Delaware needs campaign finance reform like HB 292. So why is Bethany Hall Long silent? Maybe because she broke the law. An investigation by a former FBI chief confirms Hall Long paid herself nearly $300,000 from her campaign, then falsified records and lied about doing an audit. Tell Bethany Hall Long to support campaign finance reform bill HB 292. Paid for by Change Can't Wait PAC. Learn more about Change Can't Wait PAC at elections.delaware.gov.
Hurricane season is here, which means power outages can strike anytime without warning. Don't get caught in the dark. Let the expert electricians at FH Fur install a Generac whole home standby generator, keeping your lights on, your family connected, and your home safe, no matter what. Call FH Fur today and get $1,000 off. Plus, for a limited time, we'll include a whole home surge protector absolutely free. When Mother Nature strikes, it's too late. Stay powered, stay safe with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
The Ozempic Body Makeover. After losing all that weight, they're getting a full body makeover. Next in Sun Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
There's no issue where politicians, Republicans and Democrats, have failed more than immigration. A crisis at the southern border, drugs flooding our communities. We need leaders who reject toxic politics and get stuff done. Larry Hogan knows how to get results. In the Senate, Hogan will be the key independent swing vote to secure our border and fix the broken immigration system. He's a proven leader. Larry Hogan for Maryland.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
Overall, beautiful day. Once again, no threat of rain for today, but we can't promise that the entire weekend as we prepare to enjoy this weekend. Now, our Subaru Gateway camera in Ocean City, we're talking about 73 degrees. And we're going to drop down to 69 with partly cloudy skies right around the 9 o'clock hour. We're currently enjoying temperatures in the 70s. 76, for example, in Georgetown and Seaford, 78 in Redden, but it's a little cooler along the coast. 71 from Rehoboth down to Bethany Beach, 73 degrees right now in Lewis as well as Ocean City. Now, the wind gust, the occasional acceleration of the wind, not measured much, about a 17-mile-per-hour gust up in Milford, but 22 at the Indian River Inlet, and a 17-mile-per-hour wind gust Bethany Beach. But we do have a little bit of something that we need you to keep in mind. We have rip current statements. Now, here's what this means in a nutshell. That conditions are set up to pull you out deeper into the water than what you anticipate. And rip currents can be very sudden, very subtle, and very dangerous. Please keep that in mind. In addition to that, beach hazard statement for Acromack, Northampton, Worcester until Friday about 8 o'clock. Now that reaches all the way down to the most southern tip of the Delmarva Peninsula for Friday. In addition to that, we're concerned about gusty winds as well, versus, the white versus the pink, okay? The pink is indicating the small craft advisory that's active until Friday at 6 o'clock. Now, that's talking about winds at about 25 miles per hour. That makes it tricky if you have a small boat, and that's along the entire Delmarva Peninsula, along the coast, pardon me. But we have a bit of clearing that's happening now, still high pressure in place, but it's weakening and it's losing its thrust, so to speak. So clouds are on the increase with a chance of patchy dribbles for Friday morning. There's going to be a high risk of rip currents, as I just described for you a few moments ago, waves up to about 3 to 4 feet. In addition to that, showers for Saturday. But we'll flip the script on Sunday and enjoy beautiful weather for them. Now, as you take a look at your weekend plan, and we'll look at scattered showers on Saturday and then spectacular sunshine on Sunday. Now, for the next 12 hours, we're going to see increasing cloud cover and temperatures settling into the mid-60s. Overnight lows will be in the 60s as well. So when you begin to break down, 78 instead of the low 70s for a good portion of Sussex, as well as over towards Cambridge, 79 and near 80 for us actually in Salisbury. Temperatures creeping up a little bit higher. For Friday morning, we see a sprinkle or two up in Ellendale, but then out of the way. And then a thick cloud cover with a chance of drizzle. But then Saturday, we have a more steady line that's likely to push across for us and move out of the way. So Friday and Saturday, watching out for sprinkles and then some sunshine on Sunday. Fenwick Island, Friday and Saturday is going to be the concern for us. And then for Lewis, Friday and Saturday will be the concern. So for tonight, 64, 77 for tomorrow with some morning drizzle. Then on Saturday, mostly cloudy with some scattered showers. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you. Join Dover Motor Speedway this weekend and throughout September at the Monster Mile. The 7th and 8th is Jeepers Back to Blue, which includes track races around the Monster Mile NASCAR track. There's also law enforcement demos, food displays, vendors, and non-Jeep raffles. It's all encouraged for everyone to purchase tickets online, though, before the event. Very popular there. As NFL fans eagerly await the season start, everybody's ready for the Eagles' unique season opener on Friday. They're abroad, taking on the Green Bay Packers in Brazil at 8:15 p.m. Now, fans should note this game will be broadcast exclusively on the streaming service Peacock. CoastTV had no decision in the airing of this game on our station. Coming up this weekend, the Shore Living Expo. It celebrates health, wealth, and home on Delmarva. This event is Saturday at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Coming up, new tools to catch fake voices and faces on YouTube. We have that story next on CoastTV News at 5.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County, whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
In Delaware, a family earning $67,000 a year pays the same tax rate as one making $67 million. I'm Matt Meyer, and you don't have to be a former math teacher to know that's an outrage. As governor, I'll make the super wealthy pay more in taxes so working people can pay less. By making state taxes more fair, we'll help more families get ahead. It's not just smart math, it's the right thing to do.
Democrat Matt Meyer for governor.
Stay another day. Visit Western Sussex.
Since 1964, Tidewater Utilities has been providing high-quality water service that's essential to public health and quality of life. The Tidewater team are local, trusted experts who are continuously investing in infrastructure and monitoring water quality to ensure it meets the highest standards. We're in your community, making sure water is there when you need it. I'm Bruce Patrick, President of Tidewater Utilities. Thank you for helping make Tidewater Southern Delaware's premier water company for over 60 years. We look forward to continuing to serve you.
Dad, I need your help. I am in over my head with this house. I've got buckling floors, doors that won't close, sick kids, and a frustrated wife. Did you call Dry Zone? No, I called the cheaper guys. You've got to call Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
YouTube is tackling the potential misuse of content uploaded to its site. The online video sharing platform announced plans for 2 tools that will detect and manage content created by artificial intelligence. The move comes after celebrities say they've seen their likenesses digitally copied and altered, and sometimes for sinister purposes. In a blog post Thursday, YouTube says the first of 2 AI detecting tools would target simulated singing voices. That could roll out next year. In your health news, e-cigarette use among teens is at the lowest level in a decade. That's according to data from the National Youth Tobacco Survey published by the CDC and the FDA on Thursday. Students in grades 6 through 12 were surveyed at the end of the 2023-2024 school year. About 1.6 million of them currently reported using e-cigs. That's about a 25% drop from the previous year. Experts say it's encouraging to see tobacco use among teens dropping, but warn any amount of tobacco use is unsafe. New today in Delaware, Treasurer Colleen Davis has announced the distribution of this year's Aspire 529 awards. If you don't know what that is, Aspire 529 is a program for youth in or aging out of the foster care system to help them pay for expenses related to higher education. Now, this year's recipients, one of which is from Sussex County, plan to use the money for the expenses, including transportation to school, supplies, housing, and even childcare. Coming up, Bethany Beach's annual arts festival will show you some booths you can anticipate next on Coast TV News at 5.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
Brian was injured in an accident. He wasn't sure how he would get a lawyer because he was out of work and had no income and didn't know how he'd pay. But Brian called us. We took his case on a contingent fee basis. He didn't pay 1 penny until he got his settlement. Lesson of the story, if you've been injured in an accident, you may be able to hire a lawyer now but pay later. Folks, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
and
so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Our mission here at the Boardwalk Buddy Walk is simple: to create a community where people with Down syndrome or any other cognitive disorder can live, learn, work, and play. That's why every October, we invite family and friends to a full weekend of acceptance and inclusion in Rehoboth Beach. This year's event takes place on October 12th at 9 a.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk and Bandstand. So come out to this year's Boardwalk Buddy Walk and Walk. For more info, go to boardwalkbuddywalk.com, sponsored by CoastTV.
When MAGA extremists took away our rights, Kyle Evans Gay took action.
Kyle fought for her daughters and ours in the state Senate, delivering the strongest abortion protections in Delaware history.
She took on the NRA to ban assault weapons and protect our communities.
Led on securing our vote and our democracy.
I'm Kyle Evans Gay, and I'm running for Lieutenant Governor because a new generation will champion reproductive freedom and fight for our families. Let's do this, Delaware.
Discover the craftsmanship behind each Berica home. With each factory tour, you'll embark on a 60-minute journey of innovation and precision. Step into a world where your future home comes to life. Call our office to schedule your factory tour today.
The 46th annual Bethany Beach Boardwalk Arts Festival will be held Saturday from 10 to 5. The rain date is on Sunday. The one-day show features jewelry, glass, pottery, and so much more. Be sure to look online at parking options beforehand, Paul.
All right, so our Spicer Brothers camera indicating we're looking for 71 degrees by 7 o'clock and 66 by 9 o'clock with clearing skies. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line at 443-880-9100. Sponsored by the law offices of Bedman, Dallas, Buckstead, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling 10-day forecast. We're okay for Friday. Looking for scattered showers and the best chance of rain on Saturday before we clear out just in time to enjoy Sunday.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Inside Edition is up next. We'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great night.